Welcome to Module 3. This week our topic is early childhood. We will be looking at how children develop from age 2 to 6. Early childhood is a time for learning. In this presentation, we will take a brief look at the skills, knowledge, and abilities children attempt and mostly master during this stage of life. In the physical domain, children continue to grow in height and weight, but the rate of growth is less dramatic than before. Most children slim down and become more active, like any of us thought that was possible. In early childhood, gross motor skills improve. During this stage, many kids begin playing sports, riding bikes, dancing, and may even learn to swim. Fine motor skills also improve, as evidenced by artistic expression and practical skills such as tying one's own shoes. Important issues in the physical domain that parents should be aware of during this stage of life include safety and good nutrition. Cognitive development during early childhood sees many important changes. One of the major accomplishments during this stage is language development. At 2 years of age, most children can say only about 100 words, but by age 6, most know as many as 5,000 words, and some know as many as 30,000 words. Pictured here, we have approximately 100 words, and here are almost 1,000 words. During this time, imagination rules while logic mostly takes a back seat. We see children actively constructing theories to make sense of their world. In early childhood, children tend to be eager learners, adopting the speech, ideas, and habits they see, often to the delight, but sometimes to the dismay of their caregivers. The psychosocial domain is prominent during early childhood as children learn to express emotions in appropriate ways. Prior to this time, emotional regulation is difficult due to immaturity in critical parts of the brain. But emotional regulation is about more than just brain physiology. It is also affected by culture, parental training, and in some cases even by gender. Another important topic in the psychosocial domain is play. While still the topic of debate, some researchers believe that play is a developmental necessity. In fact, a clinical report from the American Academy of Pediatrics states that play is essential to the social, emotional, cognitive, and physical well-being of children. It is a natural tool for children to develop resiliency as they learn to cooperate, overcome challenges, and negotiate with others. It sounds like play is very important, but I think they forgot about one thing. Play is also lots of fun. As we consider the spiritual domain, we ask, how do children change in relation to spirituality? Or another way to ask it is this: how does the process of belief take root in a young child's life? From a practical standpoint, the answer is simple: we must teach them. However, you may be interested in knowing that developmentalists find both nature and nurture at work in the spiritual domain. From the nature side of things, Deborah Kellerman, a psychologist at Boston University, writes that children may be intuitive theists, having a tendency to believe that things they observe have been created for a purpose. For example, a young child might say that the moon is not as bright as the sun because we need a break from the sun's heat. They may not get the facts exactly right, but even when raised by non-religious parents, children believe there is an intentional plan and a planner at work in our world. From the nurture side of things, there is both scripture and empirical support for the vital role parents and the greater faith community play in the spiritual development of children. Long before Vygotsky called children apprentices in thinking, or Bandura developed his social learning theory, God knew that children would learn best in relationship with others. One of many passages in Scripture related to this is Deuteronomy 6:7. It says, You shall teach them diligently to your children, and shall talk of them when you sit in your house, and when you walk by the way, and when you lie down, and when you rise up. In other words, if we want children to develop a vibrant spirituality, we must model it, teach it, and nurture it in them. Well, there's a lot more that we'll learn about early childhood, but that is all we will cover for now. God bless you in your studies this week.